Welcome to the Winbert Foundation Digital Inclusion Program. In this course, How to Research and Write Using Generative AI Tools, you will be introduced to the practical use of generative AI tools for effective research and high-quality writing. In today's fast-paced digital environment, the ability to gather accurate information, synthesize ideas, and communicate clearly is essential. Generative AI has transformed how individuals approach these tasks by providing intelligent assistance in brainstorming, outlining, drafting, editing, and refining content. However, to use these tools effectively, you must understand not only how to interact with them, but also how to guide them with clear instructions, verify outputs, and maintain originality and ethical standards. By the end of this course, you will be able to understand the role of generative AI in modern research and writing processes, formulate effective prompts to obtain relevant, accurate, and high-quality outputs, use AI tools to generate ideas, outlines, and structured content for different writing purposes, evaluate and verify AI-generated information for credibility and reliability, edit and refine AI-assisted writing to align with personal voice, tone, and objectives. Apply ethical practices when using AI, including proper attribution and avoidance of plagiarism. Integrate generative AI into academic, professional, and business writing tasks for improved productivity and quality. This course will equip you with the skills to move beyond basic AI usage and leverage it as a powerful partner in research and writing, enabling you to work smarter, faster, and more effectively. Module 1. The role of generative AI in modern research and writing processes. Generative artificial intelligence, AI, has become a transformative force in how individuals and organizations approach research and writing. Unlike traditional software that simply processes or retrieves information, generative AI systems can create new content, synthesize complex ideas, and support human thinking in ways that were previously unimaginable. This module introduces learners to how generative AI tools are reshaping modern research workflows and writing practices across industries. At its core, generative AI refers to systems that can produce text, images, code, and other forms of content based on patterns learned from vast datasets. In the context of research and writing, these tools assist users in gathering information, organizing ideas, drafting content, and refining communication. Rather than replacing human intelligence, generative AI enhances productivity and creativity by acting as a collaborative partner. One of the most significant roles of generative AI in research is accelerating information discovery. Traditionally, researchers spend hours or even days searching through books, journals, and online databases to find relevant materials. With generative AI, users can input a question or topic and receive summarized insights within seconds. For example, a student working on a project about climate change can ask an AI tool to summarize the causes, effects, and possible solutions. The AI can quickly provide a structured overview, allowing the student to focus more on analysis and interpretation rather than initial data gathering. In professional settings, this capability significantly improves efficiency. Consider a business analyst preparing a report on market trends. Instead of manually reviewing multiple reports, the analyst can use generative AI to extract key insights from various sources and present them in a concise format. This not only saves time, but also enables faster decision-making. Another important function of generative AI is idea generation and brainstorming. Many writers and researchers struggle with starting a project or overcoming creative blocks. Generative AI can suggest topics, outlines, and perspectives that help users move forward. For instance, a content creator tasked with writing an article on digital transformation may use AI to generate possible angles such as impact on small businesses, role of automation, or future workforce implications. These suggestions can spark new ideas and expand the scope of the work. A real-life scenario can be seen in academic writing. A postgraduate student working on a thesis may feel overwhelmed by the breadth of the topic. By interacting with a generative AI tool, the student can break down the topic into manageable subtopics, generate research questions, and even receive guidance on structuring chapters. This support does not replace critical thinking but enhances clarity and direction. Generative AI also plays a crucial role in drafting and content creation. Once ideas are organized, AI can assist in generating initial drafts of essays, reports, emails, or articles. For example, a marketing professional may need to write a campaign proposal. By providing key details such as target audience, objectives, and tone, the AI can generate a draft that the professional can refine and personalize. This reduces the time spent on writing from scratch and allows more focus on strategy and quality. In journalism, generative AI is increasingly used to draft news summaries and reports. A journalist covering a live event can use AI to quickly produce a preliminary report based on available data, which can then be edited for accuracy and depth. This is particularly useful in fast-paced environments where speed is critical. Another essential role is editing and refinement. Generative AI tools can review written content for grammar, clarity, tone, and coherence. They can suggest improvements, rephrase sentences, and ensure that the writing aligns with the intended audience. For example, a researcher preparing a paper for publication can use AI to refine technical language and improve readability without compromising accuracy. In corporate communication, this function is highly valuable. An employee drafting an email to stakeholders can use AI to ensure the message is professional, clear, and concise. This reduces the risk of miscommunication and enhances overall communication effectiveness within organizations. Generative AI also supports personalized learning and skill development. Users can receive tailored feedback and guidance based on their specific needs. For instance, a beginner learning how to write research papers can ask AI for step-by-step explanations, examples, and practice exercises. Over time, this interactive learning process helps build confidence and competence. However, it is important to note that while generative AI offers numerous benefits, it also requires responsible use. Users must verify information, avoid over-reliance, and maintain originality in their work. AI-generated content should be seen as a starting point or support tool rather than a final product. Critical thinking, ethical considerations, and human judgment remain essential in the research and writing process. In conclusion, generative AI is revolutionizing modern research and writing by making processes faster, more efficient, and more accessible. From information discovery and idea generation to drafting and editing, these tools empower users to achieve more in less time. Whether in academia, business, or creative industries, understanding how to effectively use generative AI is becoming a vital skill in today's digital world. Module 2: How to formulate effective prompts to obtain relevant, accurate, and high-quality outputs. The effectiveness of generative AI tools largely depends on the quality of the prompts given to them. A prompt is the instruction, question, or input a user provides to guide the AI's response. In modern research and writing processes, knowing how to craft clear, detailed, and purposeful prompts is essential for obtaining outputs that are relevant, accurate, and useful. This module explores the principles and techniques of prompt formulation, helping learners maximize the value of generative AI tools. At a basic level, a prompt can be as simple as a question or a request. However, vague prompts often lead to vague or incomplete responses. For instance, asking an AI tool, "Tell me about business," is too broad and may result in a general overview that lacks depth. In contrast, a more specific prompt such as, "Explain the key factors affecting small business growth in Nigeria," with examples, will yield a more focused and informative response. This highlights the importance of clarity and specificity in prompt writing. One key principle of effective prompting is providing context. Context helps the AI understand the purpose, audience, and scope of the request. For example, a university student writing a research paper will need a different type of response compared to a social media manager creating content for an online audience. A prompt like, "Write a 500-word academic introduction on the impact of digital marketing on consumer behavior, including references to recent trends," provides clear context and expectations. This allows the AI to tailor its response appropriately. Another important technique is defining the desired format and structure. Generative AI can produce outputs in various formats such as essays, bullet points, reports, or summaries. By specifying the format, users can receive responses that are easier to use and require less editing. For example, a project manager preparing a presentation might prompt the AI with, List 5 key benefits of using AI in project management in bullet points, with brief explanations. This ensures the output is structured and presentation ready. In real-life scenarios, this technique is particularly useful in professional environments. Consider a human resources manager tasked with creating a training manual. Instead of writing everything from scratch, the manager can use a prompt like, "Create an outline for a staff training manual on workplace ethics, including sections and subtopics." The AI will generate a structured outline that can serve as a foundation for further development. Effective prompts also involve setting constraints and expectations. This includes specifying word count, tone, level of detail, or target audience. For instance, a content creator may request, "Write a 300-word blog post on healthy eating for teenagers," using a friendly and engaging tone. By setting these parameters, the user ensures that the output aligns with their specific needs. A practical example can be seen in academic settings. A lecturer preparing teaching materials might use the prompt, "Explain the concept of supply and demand in simple terms suitable for first-year students," with 2 real-life examples. This ensures that the explanation is not overly technical and is appropriate for the intended audience. Another critical aspect of prompt formulation is iterative refinement. It is important to understand that the first response from an AI tool may not always be perfect. Users should be prepared to refine their prompts based on the output received. For example, if the initial response is too general, the user can follow up with, "Can you provide more detailed examples?" or focus specifically on the Nigerian context. This iterative process helps improve the quality and relevance of the results. In a business scenario, a marketing team using AI to generate campaign ideas may start with a general prompt such as, "Suggest marketing strategies for a new product." If the suggestions are too broad, they can refine the prompt to, "Suggest digital marketing strategies for launching a new skincare product targeting young adults in Lagos." This refinement leads to more actionable and relevant ideas. Additionally, effective prompting requires using clear and simple language. While it may be tempting to use complex or technical terms, overly complicated prompts can confuse the AI and reduce the quality of the response. Clear, concise language ensures that the AI accurately interprets the request. For example, instead of saying, "Elucidate the multifaceted dimensions of entrepreneurial scalability," a clearer prompt would be, "Explain the factors that help a business grow successfully." Another best practice is assigning roles or perspectives to the AI. This involves instructing the AI to respond from a specific viewpoint or expertise. For example, a user might say, "Act as a financial advisor and explain how to save for retirement." This helps shape the tone and depth of the response, making it more relevant to the user's needs. A real-life application of this can be seen in consulting. A startup founder seeking advice might use the prompt, "Act as a business consultant and provide a step-by-step plan for launching a tech startup in Nigeria." This approach ensures that the response is practical and aligned with professional standards. Finally, users must remain mindful of accuracy and verification. While effective prompts can improve the quality of AI-generated content, it is still essential to review and validate the information provided. Generative AI is a powerful tool, but it is not infallible. Cross-checking facts and ensuring originality are critical steps in responsible usage. In conclusion, formulating effective prompts is a foundational skill for leveraging generative AI in research and writing. By focusing on clarity, context, structure, constraints, and refinement, users can significantly enhance the quality of AI outputs. With practice, prompt writing becomes an intuitive process that empowers users to communicate their needs clearly and achieve more accurate and meaningful results. Module 3: How to use AI tools to generate ideas, outlines, and structured content for different writing purposes. In today's fast-paced digital environment, the ability to quickly generate ideas and organize them into coherent structures is essential for effective communication. Generative AI tools have emerged as powerful assistants in this process, enabling users to move from a blank page to a well-structured piece of writing with greater speed and confidence. This module focuses on how to use AI tools to generate ideas, create outlines, and develop structured content tailored to different writing purposes. One of the primary uses of AI in writing is idea generation. Many writers, students, and professionals experience moments where they struggle to come up with topics or angles for their work. AI tools can help overcome this challenge by providing multiple ideas based on a simple prompt. For example, a student assigned to write an essay on entrepreneurship can input a prompt like, "Suggest interesting topics on entrepreneurship for a university essay." The AI may generate ideas such as the role of innovation in startup success, challenges faced by young entrepreneurs in developing countries, or the impact of digital platforms on small businesses. In a real-life scenario, consider a social media manager responsible for creating weekly content for a brand. Instead of spending hours brainstorming, the manager can use AI to generate content ideas such as campaign themes, post captions, or engagement questions. This not only saves time but also introduces fresh perspectives that may not have been initially considered. Beyond generating ideas, AI tools are highly effective in creating outlines. An outline serves as a roadmap for writing, helping to organize thoughts and ensure logical flow. Once a topic is selected, users can prompt the AI to create a structured outline. For instance, a prompt like, "Create a detailed outline for a blog post on the benefits of remote work," may produce sections such as introduction, advantages for employees, benefits for employers, challenges, and conclusion. This capability is particularly valuable in academic and professional writing. A postgraduate student working on a research paper can use AI to break down a complex topic into manageable sections. For example, a prompt such as, "Provide an outline for a research paper on the effects of social media on youth development," can help the student identify key areas to focus on, such as psychological effects, academic performance, and social interactions. In business environments, outlines are essential for reports and presentations. A business executive preparing a proposal can use AI to generate a clear structure, including an executive summary, problem statement, proposed solution, implementation plan, and expected outcomes. This structured approach enhances clarity and professionalism. Another important application is generating structured content. Once ideas and outlines are in place, AI tools can assist in expanding each section into well-developed paragraphs. For example, a user can input, "Write a 200-word introduction for a report on digital transformation in banking," and receive a coherent draft that can be refined further. This reduces the time and effort required to produce high-quality content. Different writing purposes require different tones, styles, and formats, and AI tools can adapt accordingly. For instance, academic writing demands a formal tone and evidence-based arguments, while marketing content requires a persuasive and engaging style. A user can specify these requirements in their prompt. For example, "Write a persuasive advertisement for a new fitness app targeting young professionals," will produce a different output compared to "Write an academic paragraph explaining the benefits of regular exercise." A practical example can be seen in the work of a grant writer. When applying for funding, the writer must present ideas clearly and convincingly. By using AI, the writer can generate a structured proposal, including sections such as background, objectives, methodology, and expected impact. This not only improves efficiency but also ensures that no critical component is overlooked. AI tools also support customization and adaptability. Users can refine generated content to suit their specific needs by adjusting prompts. For example, if an initial output is too general, the user can request more detail or ask the AI to focus on a particular audience or region. This flexibility allows users to maintain control over the final output while benefiting from AI assistance. In real-world application, a teacher preparing lesson notes can use AI to generate structured content tailored to different learning levels. For instance, the teacher might prompt, "Explain the concept of photosynthesis for secondary school students with examples." The AI can produce content that is both informative and easy to understand, saving the teacher preparation time. Despite its advantages, it is important to use AI tools responsibly. Users should review and edit generated content to ensure accuracy, originality, and relevance. AI-generated ideas and structures should be seen as a foundation rather than a final product. Critical thinking and human creativity remain essential in shaping meaningful and impactful writing. In addition, users should be mindful of over-reliance on AI. While these tools can significantly enhance productivity, developing independent writing and analytical skills is equally important. The goal is to use AI as a support system that complements human effort, not as a substitute. In conclusion, AI tools play a vital role in generating ideas, creating outlines, and developing structured content for various writing purposes. Whether in academia, business, or creative industries, these tools help users overcome writer's block, organize their thoughts, and produce high-quality work more efficiently. By mastering the use of AI in these areas, individuals can enhance both their productivity and the effectiveness of their communication. Module 4. How to evaluate and verify AI-generated information for credibility and reliability. As generative AI becomes increasingly integrated into research and writing processes, the ability to evaluate and verify the information it produces is more important than ever. While AI tools are powerful and efficient, they are not perfect. They generate responses based on patterns in data rather than true understanding, which means they can sometimes produce inaccurate, outdated, or misleading information. This module focuses on equipping learners with the skills needed to assess the credibility and reliability of AI-generated content. One of the first steps in evaluating AI-generated information is understanding that AI is not an infallible source of truth. Unlike human experts who rely on verified knowledge and experience, AI systems predict responses based on training data. As a result, they may occasionally present incorrect facts with confidence. For example, a user asking for historical data might receive a response that includes inaccurate dates or misrepresented events. Without verification, such errors could be mistakenly accepted as facts. To address this, users must develop the habit of cross-checking information with credible sources. Reliable sources include academic journals, official government publications, reputable news outlets, and recognized institutions. For instance, a student researching public health issues should verify AI-generated data against sources such as the World Health Organization, WHO, or national health agencies. This ensures that the information used in assignments or reports is accurate and trustworthy. A real-life scenario can be seen in journalism. A reporter using AI to draft a news article must verify all facts before publication. If the AI provides statistics about unemployment rates, the journalist should confirm these figures using official labor statistics or government reports. Failure to do so could result in the intissuren of misinformation, damaging both credibility and public trust. Another important aspect is evaluating the relevance and context of the information. AI-generated responses may sometimes include correct information that is not directly relevant to the user's specific question. For example, a business professional asking about marketing strategies for small businesses in Nigeria might receive a response that includes global strategies without local context. In such cases, the user must filter and adapt the information to suit their needs. In academic writing, context is particularly critical. A student writing a research paper must ensure that all information aligns with the research question and contributes meaningfully to the argument. AI-generated content should be carefully reviewed to ensure it supports the intended purpose and does not introduce irrelevant or misleading details. Users should also pay attention to the presence or absence of supporting evidence. Credible information is typically backed by data, references, or logical reasoning. When AI provides a statement, it is important to ask, what evidence supports this claim? If the response lacks supporting details, users should seek additional sources to validate the information. For example, if an AI tool claims that a particular business strategy increases profits by 50%, the user should look for studies or case analyses that support this claim before accepting it. A practical example can be found in the corporate world. A manager preparing a business proposal may use AI to gather insights on market trends. However, before presenting these insights to stakeholders, the manager must verify the data using industry reports and market research studies. This ensures that decisions are based on accurate and reliable information. Another key skill is identifying bias and limitations in AI-generated content. AI systems are trained on large datasets that may contain biases or incomplete perspectives. As a result, the information generated may reflect these biases. For example, an AI response about global economic development might focus more on developed countries while underrepresenting developing regions. Users must be aware of such limitations and seek balanced perspectives from multiple sources. In real-life application, a policy analyst using AI to study social issues must consider whether the information reflects diverse viewpoints. By consulting additional sources and perspectives, the analyst can develop a more comprehensive and unbiased understanding of the issue. It is also important to check for consistency and logical coherence. Sometimes, AI-generated content may contain contradictions or statements that do not logically align. For example, a response might present two conflicting statistics or make a claim that does not follow from the evidence provided. Careful reading and critical thinking are essential to identify and correct such issues. Another effective strategy is asking follow-up questions. If a response seems unclear or questionable, users can prompt the AI to provide more details, clarify assumptions, or cite sources. For example, a user might ask, "Can you provide sources for this information?" or "Explain how this conclusion was reached." This interactive approach helps improve understanding and identify potential inaccuracies. In educational settings, this practice encourages deeper learning. A student who questions and verifies AI-generated content develops stronger analytical skills compared to one who accepts information without scrutiny. Despite the need for caution, it is important to recognize that AI remains a valuable tool when used responsibly. The goal is not to distrust AI entirely, but to use it as a starting point for further research and analysis. By combining AI efficiency with human judgment, users can achieve high-quality and reliable outcomes. In conclusion, evaluating and verifying AI-generated information is a critical skill in modern research and writing. By cross-checking sources, assessing relevance, examining evidence, identifying bias, and applying critical thinking, users can ensure that the information they use is credible and reliable. As AI continues to evolve, these skills will become increasingly essential for maintaining accuracy, integrity, and trust in both academic and professional work. Module 5. How to edit and refine AI-assisted writing to align with personal voice, tone, and objectives. While generative AI tools are highly effective in producing drafts and structured content, the true value of AI-assisted writing lies in the user's ability to refine and personalize the output. AI-generated text often serves as a starting point, but it may lack the unique voice, tone, and intent required for specific audiences or purposes. This module focuses on how to edit and refine AI-assisted writing to ensure it aligns with personal style, communication goals, and professional standards. The first step in refining AI-generated content is understanding your personal voice and writing objectives. Every writer has a distinct style influenced by their background, audience, and purpose. For example, a pastor writing a devotional message will use a tone that is inspiring, reflective, and spiritually grounded, while a business executive writing a report will adopt a formal and analytical tone. Before editing, it is important to clearly define the intended voice and objective of the piece. A practical example can be seen in ministry work. A pastor preparing a sermon outline using AI may receive a well-structured draft, but the language might feel generic. By reviewing and adjusting the content, the pastor can incorporate personal experiences, scriptural emphasis, and a more heartfelt tone that resonates with the congregation. This transformation turns a general draft into a meaningful and impactful message. Another key aspect of refinement is adjusting tone and style. AI-generated content may not always match the emotional or professional tone required. Users should carefully review the language used and make necessary changes. For instance, if the tone is too formal for a social media post, it can be simplified and made more conversational. Conversely, if the tone is too casual for an academic paper, it should be revised to reflect a more formal and objective style. In real-life scenarios, consider a digital marketer using AI to generate content for a brand campaign. The initial output may be informative but lack excitement or brand personality. By editing the text to include engaging phrases, brand-specific language, and a compelling call to action, the marketer ensures that the message aligns with the brand's identity and appeals to the target audience. Clarity and coherence are also essential in refining AI-assisted writing. While AI can produce well-structured content, it may sometimes include repetitive phrases, unnecessary details, or unclear transitions. Users should review the content to ensure that ideas flow logically and that each sentence contributes meaningfully to the overall message. Removing redundancy and improving sentence structure enhances readability and professionalism. For example, a student using AI to draft an essay may notice that certain points are repeated in different sections. By editing the content to eliminate repetition and improve transitions between paragraphs, the student can produce a more polished and cohesive piece of writing. Another important step is fact-checking and accuracy enhancement. Even after generating content, users must verify facts and ensure that all information is correct and relevant. Editing is not only about improving style but also about ensuring credibility. For instance, a researcher preparing a report should confirm that all statistics and references are accurate and up to date before finalizing the document. In corporate environments, this is particularly critical. A professional presenting a report to stakeholders must ensure that all data is reliable. Any inaccuracies, if left uncorrected, can undermine credibility and lead to poor decision-making. Personalization and originality are central to refining AI-assisted writing. AI-generated content can sometimes sound generic because it is based on patterns from large datasets. To make the content unique, users should incorporate personal insights, examples, and perspectives. This not only enhances originality but also makes the content more engaging and relatable. A real-life example can be seen in content creation. A blogger using AI to draft an article on career growth can personalize the content by adding personal experiences, lessons learned, and practical advice. This makes the article more authentic and valuable to readers. Another effective technique is aligning the content with specific objectives. Every piece of writing has a purpose, whether it is to inform, persuade, educate, or inspire. During the editing process, users should ensure that the content consistently supports this objective. For example, if the goal is to persuade, the writing should include strong arguments, evidence, and a clear call to action. If the goal is to educate, the focus should be on clarity, accuracy, and logical explanation. In a business scenario, a sales professional using AI to draft a proposal must refine the content to highlight value propositions, address client needs, and include persuasive elements that encourage decision-making. This ensures that the final document achieves its intended purpose. Additionally, users should practice iterative editing, which involves reviewing and refining the content multiple times. The first round of editing may focus on structure and clarity, while subsequent rounds can address tone, style, and detail. This step-by-step approach leads to higher quality output and minimizes errors. It is also helpful to read the content aloud or seek feedback. Reading aloud helps identify awkward phrasing or unclear sentences, while feedback from others provides fresh perspectives. For example, a team working on a report can review AI-generated content collectively and suggest improvements to enhance quality. In conclusion, editing and refining AI-assisted writing is a critical step in producing high-quality, personalized, and effective content. By adjusting tone, improving clarity, verifying accuracy, and aligning with objectives, users can transform AI-generated drafts into polished and impactful work. The combination of AI efficiency and human creativity ensures that the final output reflects both professionalism and authenticity. Module 6: How to apply ethical practices when using AI, including proper attribution and avoidance of plagiarism. As the use of generative AI becomes increasingly widespread in research, writing, and professional work, ethical considerations must remain at the forefront. While AI tools offer speed and convenience, they also raise important questions about originality, ownership, accountability, and integrity. This module focuses on how to apply ethical practices when using AI, with particular emphasis on proper attribution and the avoidance of plagiarism. One of the foundational principles of ethical AI use is honesty and transparency. Users must be clear about how AI has contributed to their work, especially in academic and professional contexts. Presenting AI-generated content as entirely one's own work without acknowledgement can be misleading and unethical. For example, a student who uses AI to generate an essay but submits it without any modification or disclosure may be violating academic integrity policies. Transparency involves acknowledging the role of AI where required and ensuring that the final work reflects genuine understanding. A real-life scenario can be seen in academic research. Many universities now allow the use of AI tools but require students to disclose how they were used. For instance, a student might include a statement such as, "AI tools were used to assist in generating initial ideas and structuring this paper." This level of openness promotes trust and maintains academic standards. Another key concept is understanding plagiarism and how to avoid it. Plagiarism occurs when someone presents another person's ideas, words, or work as their own without proper acknowledgement. Although AI generates new text, it is trained on existing data, and its outputs may sometimes closely resemble existing sources. Therefore, users must carefully review and modify AI-generated content to ensure originality. To avoid plagiarism, users should paraphrase, personalize, and verify AI-generated text. Paraphrasing involves rewriting content in one's own words, while personalization adds unique insights or perspectives. For example, a researcher using AI to draft a literature review should not copy the output directly. Instead, they should rewrite the content, integrate their own analysis, and properly cite original sources where necessary. In professional settings, plagiarism can have serious consequences. Consider a marketing professional who uses AI to create content for a campaign. If the content unintentionally mirrors another brand's material, it could lead to legal issues and damage the company's reputation. By reviewing and refining the content, the professional ensures that it is both original and aligned with the brand's identity. Proper attribution is another essential aspect of ethical AI use. Attribution involves giving credit to the original sources of information or ideas. When AI-generated content includes facts, statistics, or references, users must trace these back to credible sources and cite them appropriately. AI tools may not always provide direct citations, so it is the user's responsibility to verify and attribute information correctly. For example, a business analyst preparing a report using AI-generated insights must identify the original sources of any data presented. If the AI mentions industry statistics, the analyst should locate the source of those statistics and include proper references in the report. This not only ensures accuracy but also enhances the credibility of the work. Another important ethical consideration is avoiding over-reliance on AI. While AI can assist with many aspects of writing and research, it should not replace critical thinking and human judgment. Relying solely on AI can lead to shallow understanding and reduced originality. Ethical use involves balancing AI assistance with independent effort and intellectual contribution. A practical example can be seen in content creation. A blogger who depends entirely on AI-generated articles may produce content that lacks depth and authenticity. However, by using AI as a support tool, while adding personal experiences, opinions, and insights, the blogger creates more meaningful and engaging content. Users must also be mindful of bias and fairness in AI-generated content. AI systems can reflect biases present in their training data, which may lead to skewed or unbalanced outputs. Ethical practice requires users to critically evaluate content for bias and ensure that it represents diverse and accurate perspectives. In real-world application, a policy writer using AI to draft a report on social issues must ensure that the content does not favor one group unfairly or ignore important viewpoints. By reviewing and adjusting the content, the writer promotes fairness and inclusivity. Another key aspect is respecting intellectual property rights. This includes understanding that not all content generated or accessed through AI is free to use without restrictions. Users should avoid using copyrighted materials without permission and ensure that any external content is properly credited. In corporate environments, failure to respect intellectual property can lead to legal disputes. For example, a company using AI-generated designs or text that closely resemble another company's work may face copyright infringement claims. Ethical awareness helps prevent such risks. Finally, accountability is crucial in the use of AI. Users are responsible for the content they produce, regardless of whether it was generated with the help of AI. This means taking ownership of errors, ensuring accuracy, and upholding ethical standards in all outputs. In educational settings, this principle encourages students to engage actively with their work rather than relying passively on AI. In professional contexts, it ensures that individuals maintain credibility and trustworthiness. In conclusion, applying ethical practices when using AI is essential for maintaining integrity, originality, and trust. By being transparent, avoiding plagiarism, providing proper attribution, and exercising critical judgment, users can harness the benefits of AI while upholding high ethical standards. As AI continues to evolve, these principles will remain fundamental to responsible and effective usage. Module 7. How to integrate generative AI into academic, professional, and business writing tasks for improved productivity and quality. As generative AI continues to reshape the way we work, its integration into writing tasks has become a critical skill for students, professionals, and business leaders. Beyond simply generating content, the real value of AI lies in how effectively it is embedded into daily workflows to enhance productivity, improve quality, and support better decision-making. This final module explores practical strategies for integrating generative AI into academic, professional, and business writing tasks. To begin with, integration requires a clear understanding of where AI fits within the writing process. Writing typically involves several stages: idea generation, research, outlining, drafting, editing, and final review. Generative AI can support each of these stages, but it should not replace human input. Instead, it should function as a collaborative assistant that enhances efficiency while preserving originality and critical thinking. In academic settings, AI can significantly improve productivity when used responsibly. For example, a university student working on a research paper can use AI to generate topic ideas, create outlines, and draft introductory sections. The student can then refine the content, add credible sources, and ensure proper citations. This approach reduces the time spent on initial stages and allows more focus on analysis and argument development. A real-life scenario can be seen in postgraduate research. A student preparing a thesis may use AI to summarize large volumes of literature, identify key themes, and suggest research questions. Instead of reading dozens of articles from scratch, the student can quickly gain an overview and then dive deeper into the most relevant sources. This not only saves time but also improves the quality of the research by enabling more informed insights. In professional environments, generative AI can streamline communication and documentation. For instance, a project manager can use AI to draft reports, meeting summaries, and emails. By providing key points, the AI can generate a structured draft that the manager can edit for accuracy and tone. This reduces the time spent on routine writing tasks and allows professionals to focus on strategic responsibilities. Consider a real-world example in a corporate setting. A team leader responsible for weekly performance reports can use AI to compile data into a coherent narrative. Instead of manually writing each section, the leader can input key metrics and request a summary. After reviewing and refining the output, the final report is both efficient to produce and professional in quality. In business and entrepreneurship, AI plays a vital role in content creation and strategic communication. Business owners can use AI to develop proposals, marketing content, business plans, and presentations. For example, a startup founder seeking funding can use AI to draft a business proposal, including sections such as problem statement, solution, market analysis, and financial projections. The founder can then customize the content to reflect the unique vision and goals of the business. Another practical scenario is digital marketing. A business owner managing social media can use AI to generate content calendars, post ideas, and captions. By integrating AI into the workflow, the owner can maintain consistency and creativity without spending excessive time on content creation. This leads to improved brand visibility and audience engagement. To successfully integrate AI, users must adopt a workflow-based approach. This involves identifying repetitive or time-consuming tasks that can be supported by AI, For example, drafting emails, summarizing documents, and generating outlines are tasks that AI can handle efficiently. By incorporating AI into these areas, users can significantly increase productivity. However, integration also requires active human oversight. AI-generated content must always be reviewed, edited, and verified before use. This ensures accuracy, relevance, and alignment with objectives. For instance, a business professional using AI to draft a client proposal must carefully review the content to ensure it meets the client's needs and reflects the company's standards. Another important aspect is customization and adaptability. AI tools are most effective when prompts are tailored to specific tasks and contexts. Users should continuously refine their prompts and workflows based on experience. For example, a teacher using AI to prepare lesson notes can add just prompts to suit different class levels or subjects, ensuring that the content remains relevant and effective. Collaboration is also enhanced through AI integration. Teams can use AI tools to brainstorm ideas, draft documents, and review content collectively. For instance, a group working on a business plan can use AI to generate initial drafts and then collaborate to refine the content. This not only speeds up the process but also improves the quality of the final output through shared input. Despite its many benefits, it is important to maintain a balance between automation and human creativity. Over-reliance on AI can lead to generic content and reduced originality. Users should view AI as a tool that supports creativity rather than replaces it. By combining AI efficiency with human insight, users can produce content that is both high quality and authentic. In addition, users should remain mindful of ethical considerations when integrating AI. This includes ensuring originality, avoiding plagiarism, and providing proper attribution where necessary. Responsible use of AI not only protects users from ethical issues but also enhances credibility and trust. In conclusion, integrating generative AI into academic, professional, and business writing tasks offers significant advantages in terms of productivity and quality. By embedding AI into each stage of the writing process, adopting a workflow-based approach, and maintaining strong human oversight, users can maximize the benefits of this technology. As AI continues to evolve, those who effectively integrate it into their work will be better positioned to succeed in an increasingly digital and competitive world. We have now come to the end of this course. Thank you